Hi, I'm Adam Drake from Mugatsiki Racing. Today I want to do a quick video on the Pro-Line BuckShot. Now, I've done videos in the past that have done comparisons from whole shot to buckshot, the different conditions that you would want to run the whole shot or buckshot. But today I'm going to focus purely on the buckshot. And the reason for this is because the buckshot is basically two tires in one. You have two different outer sidewall tread patterns. And depending on the conditions, it can have a really big effect on the handling of the tire. So we'll go ahead, we'll take a closer look, we'll zoom in on this. I will show you the difference between the two outer sidewall rows of pins, and also talk about the conditions when you would want to use the traditional pins on the outside or the more connected kind of blade pins towards the outside. So let's check it out. Okay, so here we have a closer look at the buckshot. The way I have them mounted right now is the way that I run them in the majority of the track conditions. The reason for this with the standard pins on the outside is because it will help cut the dust. So as you're sliding through the turn, it will allow dust kind of into the tread pattern and allow it to escape. This is going to typically have more traction or more overall grip as far as side bite goes. When you flip the tire around to where you have this blade or connected row of pins towards the outside, this is going to be a lot smoother and not as aggressive as far as steering goes. The problem with this is if the track is really dusty, it's almost like having a rib tire. So as you're starting to slide through and try to cut through the dust, this is just going to try to push the dust out of the way. It's not going to allow the dust to kind of get into the tread pattern and be able to use these pins to kind of help create grip. But what it does do is when the track is clean and really high bite to where these pins feel like they kind of wiggle or are unstable, this rib will gain stability in the vehicle. So if it's a clean track, high bite track, you'll want to run the rib towards the outside. If it's a dusty or looser track condition, you'll want to run the standard pins towards the outside. And it just makes it a really cool option to have. It's basically like having two different tires in one. The only downside to that is you have to have tires kind of mounted in both directions depending on the conditions that you run in. If you always run in dusty conditions, I would recommend always using the standard pin towards the outside. If you always run on cleaner, more high grip tracks, I would always mount the tires with this rib towards the outside. The other nice thing with this rib on the outside, if it's really bumpy and the vehicle is sliding into the bumps, this rib will kind of help or allow the car to kind of slide into those bumps without catching and flipping. It'll kind of slide through the bump without catching or wanting to traction roll as easy. So there's a closer look at the Pro-Line BuckShot. This is available for 8-scale buggy as well as 8-scale truck.